Hi, this is Mike with Everon Technology Services, and in this brief video I'm going to share with you 7 tips for keeping your data safe and lowering your IT support costs. Data loss in the U.S. costs businesses approximately $18.2 billion annually. It is a huge factor in your overall IT support costs, so anything that you can do to reduce data loss and the downtime and frustration and the cost of trying to restore data or recreate data are going to come straight out of your IT support budget. So it's a big win for you to do whatever you can to avoid data loss in the first place. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 7 tips on how to avoid data loss. Tip number 1, clearly identify the place on the network where data should be stored. We see this with small businesses all the time where a handful of employees in an office think that they're keeping their data in the right place, they're saving their data in the right place, and it turns out that they are not saving it in the right place. Unbeknownst to them, their computer is either just not set up correctly to save data in the right place, or they are just not aware of the correct place to put it. So oftentimes that data is not being backed up at all, and that can be a real disappointment when you think that you're doing the right thing and it turns out that your data is not being saved. So make sure that all of your employees are really clear on the appropriate place on your network to save their data. Tip number 2, save your work frequently. I think we've all experienced a situation where we've been working on an important file for a half an hour or 45 minutes, and then we lose all of that work because we had not saved it. Save your work every 5 or 10 minutes on an important file. Just reach up, hit that save button, and it will only take you a second, and it can save you a lot of hassle. Tip number 3, change your password frequently. There are a lot of malicious people out there that are trying to access your accounts to get to your sensitive data or delete data, and if you change your password frequently, you make it harder for them to catch up with you. So change that password frequently, and they're going to have less of a chance of getting into your important accounts. Tip number 4, never give your password to anyone. The only person that needs your password is you. The only other person that could have any reason to access your systems would be the network administrator on your network, and that person can figure out a way into your accounts if they need to. So do not ever give your password to anyone else. There's nobody else that needs it, and anybody asking for it is only causing you problems. Tip number 5, always make a manual backup before traveling with your computer. Laptops are used more and more, and you're taking important data with you when you fly on a plane. Unfortunately, laptops get lost, they get stolen, they get things spilled on them, or they get rain on them. Laptops are very vulnerable to data loss. So before you travel, make a manual backup of your important files and then leave that backup at your home or home office while you travel. Tip number 6, password protect sensitive files. This is a nice way to add an extra layer of security to your sensitive files, particularly files that you may be sending via email or putting up on shared sites on the internet for people across the country or across the world to access to collaborate with you. Those files, of course, become more vulnerable to falling in the wrong hands. So if you put a unique password on that file that is different from your desktop password or from your network password, then you have an extra layer of protection there to prevent that file from falling into the wrong hands. Tip number 7, understand how to identify and avoid common virus, spyware, and data theft schemes in the first place. As I said before, there are malicious people that are creating new versions of viruses and spyware all the time and coming up with clever new ways to steal your data. So make sure that you understand how to identify those viruses and spyware and data theft schemes. Fortunately for us, they follow pretty similar patterns, and they are not that difficult to recognize if you know what to look for. So make sure and get educated so that you can avoid those things in the first place. Again, this is Mike with Everon Technology Services. Everon provides IT management and support services, as well as data protection and web marketing services to small businesses across the country. We've worked with over 1,000 businesses, and typically we work in a flat fee support model. So we're very budget friendly for small businesses, and that is entirely our focus, is how do we help small businesses be more successful through the use of technology. If you're interested in learning more, please visit our website at everonit.com or our blog at smallbusinesstechtips.com. Thank you.